So let's see.
I think you'll need to repost the links.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Okay, so it looks okay. That is the link. I posted the link in the comms discussion channel. I hope this works.
I mean, yeah, let's hope so.
Hopefully one of you guys can post to like the Facebook or Twitter or whatever, wherever people check.
All right, gotta update that. Well, you can post it here. I'll share it again.
Oh, stream looks stupid because I was scrolling through posting that link while we were live.
Oh,
it's a feed of my Discord.
it's okay.
Okay, so all of you that are sitting in chat, wondering why we're just sitting here, all 6 of you, I'm getting everything set back up and sending the link out for a minute before we start. I'd rather, if we're gonna get hit by DMCA again, I'd rather it happen before we bother starting the game, I think. So hopefully we'll be good to go. I'm just gonna give it a minute so everybody can sort of get back in here. Yeah, I guess if you want to send that link around wherever so that my Discord doesn't
Oh yeah, sure. I can handle that.
fly all over.
Wait, what?
I hear a message noise. Oh no, that might be notifications from the other channel.
Oh.
I'm gonna reply to my previous tweet with.
Oh, I got Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, DMCA is certainly the true final boss of voice.
Yeah, it's more powerful than any of our restriction lists. It's banning the entire dex. What do we do about that?
What if it's the stupid penguin on the Strictly Broken playmat?
Oh yeah, we can blame Strictly Broken for that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hi Ian. Ian's in chat. We're back up to 38 viewers, which isn't much below what we had before we got hit. I don't think. I think we were at like 45 or 50. All right. Well, we're only about 10 minutes behind starting time. You think we're good to maybe start playing while everybody gets back in here, or would you rather hold off for another minute or two?
No, I think we're good to go.
Okay. I'll message in here.
Oh fuck. Okay. Let me share this link real quick.
All right, so we should be starting up here in just one moment. Our players are being nice and trying to spread that link around, I believe.
Oh yeah, and chat, please spread the new link around as well. Just to help us out. Again, unfortunately, sorry about the DMCA, but
yeah. And if anything's off, audio-wise, or anything like that, or if we're getting some stuttering or whatever, I know Tom's stream had some issue with that. Just let us know in chat. We'll try to get it fixed as quick as we can. I've tried to make sure beforehand that most of our audio levels are balanced and all that.
Have you been practicing against Batman at all?
No,
All right. Well, while we're getting to the game, why don't you introduce
Okay.
yourself first?
Oh, yes. So, everybody, obviously you're on the channel Boats Don't Sink. I'm Connor. And I am here with a co-host, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello everybody. I'm Simu. I go by Chairman on the internet. I'm a official White Shards Buddy Fight and Vanguard judge for Bushiroad English.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
and
buddy fight.
rest in peace, Buddy Fight. But I'm glad to be here as your co-commentator.
All right. So, yep, as you said, he's our judge for this event, I believe. Well, I am playing. We do see Joon getting into this matchup. He leads off with the Bat Clan of Hida. So that's the JC clone. Only
Yeah,
for Batman name, though.
Correct. And one thing we want to point out immediately is that Coen has opted to discard 3 Bunny Girl unions from his opening hand.
Wild. That's actually a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think one important part about this matchup is that with Joon's list, he is running 3 copies of the Bat Clan of Hida, which, as you say, JC Shinobu clone denies reverses, and he's also running 3 copies of Gorilla Grodd, which also has a bounce back to hand effect. So with 6 cards that can deny Coen the ability to get reverses, I think Coen has opted to just completely abandon that line altogether.
That is interesting. That's not the line that I thought he would take. I was going to make a comment if we'd had a little more time before the game. One of Batman's strengths, I know it is a set that most people sort of look down on in this meta as the weaker English original, but it does have a lot of cards that can deny reverses.
Correct.
So that is one of its major strengths, sort of on the line of like AOT, and that is quite good against a pretty significant portion of the meta right now with like Fate, Love Life Sunshine, Konosuba, Bunny Girl, which we don't have any of in this tournament, but still needs a reverse for the Kaede 1-0.
Right.
So it is, and it's something that he can take advantage of throughout this tournament and throughout this game to sort of stop Bunny Union here.
Yes. So Joon gets hit to level 1 with a 2 soul swing. A little unfortunate because I do think he would rather have had a few extra turns at 0, but this does allow him to try to get copies of his level 1 combo. So pointing attention to his level 1 combo, Joon is running a 3-1 split of Batman Ancient Armor. So Batman Ancient Armor is a card that exists in both the Batman demo deck as well as the Batman TD. It's the same name of the card has same name, so you can only run up to 4 of the 2 different cards together, but they have different effects, and they both climax combo with the same combo. One of them draws on attack, and the other one draws 2 digits 1 on reverse. So the one that we see played here is the one that draws on attack from the demo deck.
Yeah, so that one, generally the weaker one, which is why he only plays 1. You are able to usually get a reverse with the other one against most matchups, just sniping a random 0 or whatever. So it is the one that you generally want to have more of. We do see him with the just unconditional draw. Right.
And one thing that I do want to point out about Joon's list again is that so he's not running any gates or doors. The door gate trigger. And his climax combo at level 1, his plusing advantage engine, is a draw engine, which means he doesn't get that much selectivity. And actually, I believe the only selectivity he has in his deck is the Sengoku Batman, which can only grab level...
It grabs any weapon.
Oh, it can grab anything, yeah, but you have to clock yourself.
Right.
Yeah, and also the Brainstorm. So yeah, Joon's going to have a slightly harder time, I think, sculpting for the cards that he wants, and we'll see how he handles that in this matchup.
Yeah, so thankfully, Batman Ninja doesn't usually care a whole lot for specific sculpting outside of like anti-change counter, since it does have the bond to its finisher, and its finisher is check top 3. So you have a lot of ways to get to your top end once you get there. We do see Coen playing the Resonate Union, the Ambush Union. Hits 2 climaxes. Good thing he doesn't need those.
Yeah,
since he already opted to pitch all of his bunnies.
Yeah, but actually, one thing about Konosuba is that without the bunny union, Konosuba is going to be hurting on stock for, I would say, actually for most of the game, and it's going to really hamper Konosuba's ability to just kind of like run wild with the game at any given point.
Right.
So we'll see how he manages to deal with the
Which-
fact that he doesn't have that much stock.
Yeah, and he did get the stock off that Aqua on the last turn, so that makes up for one of his ambushes here. Then he uses the
Right.
second one to pay out the stock soul that he triggered.
I'm actually
But
curious if he's going to be able to reverse this Batman in the center slot.
that's a good question.
Because he's discarded 3 bunny unions, right? So he can only have 1 more in deck.
Right, and anything else
Otherwise,
that
he would
he's
have
going
to
to have...
commit a bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, the bomb or level zeros are pretty much the only other things he can play.
Yeah, but then the bomb's not, or the level zeros aren't going to be big enough to kill this Batman. So.
Right, so I do think
letting the
that's going to be really good for Joon.
Right, yeah, letting the Batman live for this turn would be huge for Joon, actually. Joon, since he got hit to level 1 quickly, he's actually down on card advantage, relative to, I guess, the game state. So he would really appreciate having the Batman stay alive here.
Right, and maybe if this doesn't work out too well, we might see Coen change his strategy for the future games and maybe use the bunny unions to try to wall up a little harder.
Yeah, I think at least keeping 1 just to have a 6k beater would have been a wise decision. Yeah.
Right, because one card that Batman Ninja, from my experience, usually plays that I don't believe Joon has in his list is the 1/0 Catwoman that gains 500 times the number of your characters on play. So Joon's build kind of lacks the burst power aspect that a lot of Batman Ninja decks have, and he might actually struggle to deal with the 6k.
Right, yeah. Well, actually, what Joon does run, so the Catwoman in the back row gives power on play, and he also is running 2 copies of the PR Batman Back in Time, which also gives power on attack. So he does have ways to buff power.
Right, yeah. He does have some ways.
So it just depends on whether or not he grabs them. And Joon has opted to not use the pay 1 effect on the Gorilla Grodd to get the card back to his hand, which seems interesting given his... Well, I wonder if he has another climax in hand for for another combo, and that's how he plans on getting his advantage back, because he isn't doing that great on hand size right now.
Right, yeah. I would think he would want to spend the stock maybe to get Grodd back there. And we do see in his clock, he does opt to play, I believe, 1 copy of the 1/0 Infiltration.
Yes. I think that's a very powerful surprise card.
Yeah,
and if your opponent's not prepared for it, you can definitely get punished by it.
Right, most people aren't going to be expecting it. Most people aren't going to be expecting Batman Ninja, but B, I think a lot of people made the decision that the Infiltration 1/0 just wasn't good enough, and that if you played Grodd, you just sort of played it on its own as a plussing engine.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so as we said earlier, the Batman does get to live for 1 more turn, which will be very, very big, especially if Joon has another climax here.
Right.
Yeah. Still a little interested about the Gorilla Grodd, but I guess Joon is trying to conserve stock for level 2 plays.
It is possible, because he does play the 2/1.
Right.
That he might want.
Another thing that we have to mention in this matchup is that Joon's level 3 finisher of choice. Oh
man!
We are going to.
That's why he didn't spend his stock.
I need to talk about this. So one of the ways that. So Konosuba's strongest card is the Ambush Union, and the Ambush Union just allows Konosuba to get away with just basically everything. Use the stock to get hand advantage, to get compression, and Batman honestly doesn't really have many tools to stop that. But Grappling Hook is one of the ways that Batman can interact with the back row Union, and Joon has opted to use the stock to Grappling Hook here and remove one of Coen's abilities to hand fix, actually, which is really big in conjunction with denying the 1/0 Union combo, which could give Coen additional hand advantage. He's also denying Coen the ability to use the Union Resonate and get cards that he needs, because now Coen is going to try to find the second Union Resonate on his Union checks instead of actual cards, or he needs to commit a drop search or something.
Man, that's actual value. That's really good.
That's actually huge, yeah. So that's what he was conserving the stock for. Very, very smart play by Joon.
Yeah, so
assessing the matchup very well and knowing exactly what to target here.
Yeah, it's another card that you don't really see most Batman Ninja lists play. Joon's list is kind of out there. You see the 2 same climax combos that you see in every list, and you see the Brainstorm and the Sengoku and all. and you think it's sort of a normal list, but when you start looking at a lot of the more techie cards in it, you can especially,
Right.
we've seen a couple in his clock, the Quake Engine 3-4 event, which I have absolutely no idea how that's going to work out for him. But
Yeah, we're gonna be excited to see
Yeah.
if that one gets played in this best of 3 here.
I can't imagine he doesn't know what he's doing with it. So
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure
So-
he's
so,
got some plans.
So yeah, so I wanna talk about another thing about this matchup that's important. So June's level 3 finisher of choice is Batman Ninja, which is an on attack, or at the end of your attack, you can pay 3 ditch 1 to restand this card. That game plan gets completely destroyed by Foreclosure, which is the Konosuba event, which means that I don't expect June to be going for that as his win condition, right? I don't think June's going to be relying on that, which means that the Quake Engine might be the way to go if he finds himself on the back foot in
Right.
terms of damage.
Yeah.
Refresh point? Oh, sorry.
I was thinking about that on my way home tonight. The Batman Ninja level 3, it has protection from a lot of things with the Alfred Bonder that can rest
Right.
him at 2,000 and can't be chosen by effect, but
Right.
that will not stop Konosuba from turning it off.
Correct. Yeah. And of course, if Coen does leave a level 0 in the front row, June can just side to get the restand. But I imagine Coen would be pretty aware of that and not leave
Hopefully,
any side targets in the front row.
right. Hopefully he's trying to play around that. But if June's able to keep sort of abusing these ambush unions and making it hard for Konosuba to get hand here or get selective hand, it might end up where he has to play something like that just to get his attacks.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
which I think that's definitely the game plan with playing the grappling hook, is trying to just sort of force your opponent out of their brainstorms, out of their ambush, into a spot where they're sort of scrambling for good playables. We've
Right,
already
and
seen
actually-
it paying off where Konosuba was unable to kill a 5k level 1 combo.
Yeah, and actually we see here that Coen is really deciding what to do. His options are actually quite limited here. His hand size is not close to maximum, which is where Konosuba usually looks at being at level 2. And he only has access to one resonant union here. Oh, so he's actually looking to clock? Okay.
Interesting.
I mean,
Okay.
I think he has to, right?
I do think he has to.
He is really on the back foot right here.
Feels bad with all of these Konosuba lists that have opted to cut the early play Megumin, where normally you'd be like clocking a swimsuit here, and then bringing out the early play Megumin.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, he's just sort of, he doesn't really get as much value out of clocking as he might if he was playing that.
Right, yeah. And again, I have to note that without the access to the early play Megumin at level 2, like what is Coen going to be doing to contest this 105k Batman? Like how is he going to kill that thing?
And now we'll have to see if he even can manage to play enough characters to get this Aqua early play online.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it's going to be a struggle.
He'll definitely be overextending to get it down, and that might be the only thing he has access to that can actually run over. I assume he's going to drop search for a 1-0 bunny here.
I mean, he has to, right? Like, he can't let the 1-0 Batman live for 2 turns in a row. That's just a free +2 for doing nothing.
Right.
It's actually better than a +2 because you're actually crashing. No, he's going
he gets
for
another
the
ambush.
another resonant ambush. Wow.
Yeah, so now he's using a stock to get the ambush, and then presumably another stock once he actually puts the ambush down.
So he's not going to early play the Aqua this turn?
Okay.
So he
If
can
he does-
play the ambush and then early play the Aqua, heal the stock, and use the 1 stock to resonate.
Oh, okay,
It puts him
yeah.
back down to 0 stock, but it does get him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
all of
Okay, right.
So we will.
June-
Maybe that'll happen. He can't
Okay,
even if he got the bunny union here. It actually would have only been a 4K anyway because of the 0-0 Aqua.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so he does go for the line of playing the early play Aqua healing, and now we'll see if June has an anti-change counter and whether or not Coen decides to play around the anti-change here.
Right, and June does play 2, something that I'm
Right.
a big fan of in Batman Ninja. I've always
Okay.
tried to play like 2 anti-chains.
wait.
Whoa!
Did he? Was
He's
that
just-
a front? Okay, that was a front. Okay, so June did not anti.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, June.
Oh, he's not level 2. He's
Never
not
mind,
level 2.
he can't.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he can't even anti-change.
So that's
here.
why we're
Okay,
going
never
straight into the Aqua first.
mind. All right.
Yep.
Okay. And he decides to not resonate here. I think that's smart.
Yeah, I think I agree. He
right
needs
now
the stock.
he's really strapped for stock. Yeah. He can always resonate later, but he can't get the stock back later.
Right. So he'd rather wait, see if he gets these plus and climax triggers, which he has hit one here.
Right.
So that sort of makes up for the resonate.
This is actually really interesting right now because even though Coen is strapped on resources and you can see he's really it's actually quite a struggle for him, he is winning on the damage race. So we will presumably see Joon hit level 3 and be at higher damage than Coen later in this game, which means that Quake might be relevant.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, only swinging for 1 and 1 here. He probably isn't sending Joon higher than 2-3, maybe even 2-2 if he cancels 1 or 2 of these.
1-5 counter, 3-5, 1K over.
Ooh.
Oh, he's gonna counter here.
Broken.
Okay, so this is just knowing Joon as a player. Joon really likes to like cost this counter and just like kind of just throw those out.
Right, and now
so I'm not really surprised seeing this play here.
Coen's only ahead by 2 damage. And
Okay,
Joon
yeah,
has
so
a direct
he
attack
did cancel
slot,
the
so he
he
might not
did
even,
cancel the 2, which is good.
Right. He might not
'Cause,
even actually fall behind in the damage race here.
Right. I'm usually saying that KONOSUBA does get leads through just an abundance of soul triggers. You run a lot of level 2 or higher cards, so you naturally pile on a little bit more damage than your average deck because of that.
Right.
Yeah. So speaking of Batman's level 2 game, Joon's list is running 2 copies of Batman Time Traveler, which is an 8K. It cannot side attack, but when it attacks, it gains 1K power for every other weapon on the field, which in his deck is complete weapon. So it's swinging 12K on frontals, and it's a level 2, which means it can't get anti-change countered.
Yep, I like that option a lot. The card that you usually see in that slot is the Catwoman,
right.
the Spring
the
Fest,
PR.
or the promo. I don't know if it was from Springfest or Fall Season. But I like the choice of the Batman 2-1 here because a lot of standby sets have been coming out lately. You see Goblin
Correct.
Slayer, Bunny Girl,
Fujimi.
and Fujimi. And the 2-1 gains power even against level 2s. So it
Correct.
actually gives him a way to boost his power over, say, like 2-2 Goblin Slayers or 2-2 Kokas.
Right. And you're only missing 1500 power against level compared to the Catwoman against level 3s, which sounds like a lot, but is actually not really that much once you're at that high of a power level. Like 12K and 13.5, really not too much of a difference. Any kind of 2-1 counter will just put you way over anyway, so
Right.
yeah, I think the 2-1 Batman
of,
is definitely better.
Decks like Konosuba, where their early plays are actually pretty weak on defense. A counter is probably not even enough to stop the 2-1 Batman.
Yeah,
because they don't play level 2 counters.
Yeah, they don't. But here's a question of the hand sculpting, right? We do note that Batman has some weaknesses when it comes to hand sculpting. We'll see if Joon has been able to get a Batman Time Traveler into his hand, or if he needs to. Oh,
ooh, that's
is that a salvage?
awkward.
Oh,
yeah, that's awkward.
Yeah, that's kinda,
However, he does get his
totally
finisher.
He does get his finisher, and I don't think Coen is really in a position to contest the finisher in this matchup. He does have the Time Traveler Batman.
Powerful.
Good on him for sculpting towards that and keeping it, because knowing that it's relevant in this matchup.
Right, and I think that's sort of the goal with running like 2 of the counter, 2 of the 2-1, and he has some early plays of his own, which I think even if he early played here, Coen probably doesn't have enough hand to really be able to afford anti-changing it.
I mean, he didn't have enough stock, so that wasn't going to be a line, but definitely, what do you call it? Yeah, at this point, Coen is so strapped on resources that Joon can do whatever he wants. He has his will on the board right now.
Right, yeah, so any of his like 6 different cards that could have worked to answer this Aqua, poor selectivity, you can still get one of like 6 cards, right?
Right, exactly. I think another thing to mention is that Sengoku Batman and the Batman Back in Time, which Joon just played, they all mill 2. So even though Joon, unfortunately hit the climaxes, he's able to still mill through his deck pretty aggressively. Yeah, which is looking pretty okay. So we have the cancel here. No grappling hook. Yeah, actually grappling hook would have been pretty. If Joon had the stock, grappling hook would have been pretty nasty this turn. Would have been pretty nasty.
Mills a climax and misses
Mills
the
climax.
Yep.
Okay.
And for 3
direct
here.
for 3. If this sticks, it's gonna be big.
Yeah,
nice.
that's very good. That's very good.
That's very big.
So they're even in damage now.
Right,
So we've
but
just got to see if Konosuba can manage to, pull this back a little bit. I think a stock soul play here would actually be very powerful for him if he can resonate, maybe get another snot aqua,
right,
and play a stock soul and try to push here, especially off
yeah,
the 2 climaxes hit on brainstorm, the 1 in the clock.
yes. I think, So it's interesting here, right? Again, I feel like I keep going back to this in this matchup, but this 2-1 Batman is 8k on defense. What is going to kill this besides another early play Aqua?
Right,
But if he
yeah.
early plays Aqua, he's committing a lot of resources into this early play. He's you
How
know,
many comics?
which is not necessarily what he wants to do right now because he needs to prep for 3. But if he early plays an Aqua, he's not going to be in a position to just do whatever at level 3.
Okay.
Right. So you almost like this is where a lot of decks I feel like would sort of be okay with just pushing up their back row and attacking with that just to sort of get some
Right.
resources and then go into level 3 the next turn. But I don't even think he's in a spot where he can do that too effectively.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I don't think he's been able to select for his top end very well. So yeah, it's just a rough spot all around for him.
He's clocking.
He clocks the Fumio, so that's another piece of his top end gone.
I
I
don't
assume
think
he knows that he won't have the 3 stock for it.
I don't think I've ever seen a Konosuba player clock at 2-4.
Yeah, this is rough on him. This is definitely
I
rough
really
on him.
don't think, yeah, like because that's just that's like a level because you're not clocking to level, right? You're not like clocking to immediately hit 3. Like usually you're at a point where you want to try to heal down, but
Right, yeah. Usually you're resonating a couple times, playing your Aqua early play healer again, and just trying to stay at 2 as long as you can before you blow up your opponent.
yeah. Okay, well, so he's resonating for a top card right now, which makes me think that he still has a decent amount of climaxes in deck. So, assuming that he triggers clean here, he might be in a good. Oh,
Well, so this is nice because if he triggers clean, he doesn't have to use the mill effect.
right.
But if he can crash it, and
I mean, if he's planning on crashing it, he should just put it all the way to the face the bat. Oh, but he is. Oh, okay. So he is going to early play heal. Interesting. So he opted to early play heal and clock at the same time? That's a little confusing to me.
I assume he knew that he needed the early play to contest board and push the 2 soul attack. So doing the
with a stock soul. Okay, so
there's the stock soul. That's what he really needed here.
This makes a little bit more sense to me because so he needs the what do you call it? He needs the hand to make up for the fact that he's trying to push the damage here. Well, is he triggering for that's for 3?
Yeah.
Oh, 3. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So that is gonna send Batman Ninja to level 3 here.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, another 3. Okay, top card cancel. And I believe that's going to be 6 damage.
That's rough, but we might see. Well, he doesn't have the 4 stock for Quake engine either.
Did he side on the? Did he side on both of those?
He did side.
Okay. You can't play Quake when your opponent's at level 2 anyway, so
that's fair. That's fair.
It's not useful this turn.
So hopefully, well, he's probably hoping he has an early play heal in hand here.
Right.
I don't know if he does or not though, because he only plays 2. He doesn't play many healers total, so being behind like this is actually a bit rough for him. Because 5 stock is probably enough for Konosuba to still pull off a small finishing turn.
Right.
And close the game out from 3-3.
Right. So I think what Joon is trying to do here is get some heals. It looks like he can only play 1, but 1 is still better than none.
Yeah, he can
some
brainstorm to get 1 too if he needs to.
Right. So get some heals. Just try to heal down as low as possible. Remove Konosuba's board, and hope that Coen can't assemble anything that's too threatening with 3 cards.
It seems like he's checking climaxes to see if he can actually just push for game this turn.
He's a little far from that, right? I don't think so.
He is, but he does have that prime opportunity we were talking about where he can get the restand attack and not have to worry about the
foreclosure, right?
Right, yeah, the 2-3 event. Since there are 2 level 0s, as we said, on Konosuba's board.
That's true.
Ooh, a lot of thinking going on here.
Yeah.
Joon is certainly in a rough spot though. This game went from looking good for him to cancels going a little bit unfavorably for him.
Yeah, he did take 6 there, so.
Coen is still not in an amazing spot, but has stabilized
Brainstorm?
at least enough. We don't know his hand, so he might not have a good way to.
Ooh, he misses the
Yikes.
brainstorm here. That's a little bit of a
Yeah,
unfortunate situation.
he might not have a good way to actually close out the game. But 3-3 is not terribly difficult to close out with just some two soul attacks.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, what I would really like to see here from Joon is just a heal, and then, depending on where his climaxes are situated, just to try to double cancel next turn. It's not too unreasonable to double cancel, and that's really all he needs to
Right.
not die, realistically speaking. It would be if Coen does get a Megumin combo, that is actually going exact lethal with the burn. Or actually 1 over, because the clock kick doesn't really count, so it would be an extra lethal, but
Right. Also, the thing is, right, if he plays the Megumin and has the climax, clock kick would send to 3-4. So
and then his
your
refresh will be
Aqua,
at 3-5.
right, if he refreshes, he
No,
goes
it's
to
very likely
3-5.
he'll refresh. So
Yeah.
then that'll be burn 4 for lethal, and then
And then-
it'll be really easy to get 2/2.
Right, you can just push up
Right.
the 2 ambush unions
Yeah.
even if you have to.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that's why it's paramount that Joon does heal here. Because otherwise, yeah, I think if he's not able to heal here, I don't see his chances of surviving next turn
Right.
to be that good.
Yeah, and as Ian said, we know for sure that Coen has the one copy that he's been using to resonate of the Megumin level
Right.
3.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we'll just have to see if he has anything to complement that.
Right. It looks like yeah, it looks like if he doesn't get the climax, he can resonate once to see if he can find another copy of a Megumin. Can play both Megumins and only combo with one of them.
I'll play no 2.
Right.
Yeah, because he has 5 stock here, right?
He has 5
So
stock.
resonate 2 to 4, play both Megumins to 0, stock soul, and then pay the stock out with the stock soul.
It looks like
It looks like
Joon
June's not
might
healing.
be.
That's
I don't know the powers of these cards off the top of my head, unfortunately.
They're all base. They don't gain any additional power from any effects other than an on play.
Right. It looks like he might be trying to clear part of his board to try to dodge the clock kicks here, but
I don't
know if he's low enough on power to do that.
why is Coen winning all of a sudden? It's because Coen stuck 6 last turn, and Joon got hit from 2-4 to 3-3. So sticking 6 at level 1 is bad, but it's not the end of the world. Sticking 6 at level 2 is actually quite game changing.
Especially with no healers.
Yeah, and both of the players have been playing a low resource game. It's a game that Joon has forced upon Coen, and Coen has opted into. Right, so the grappling hook is a great example of Joon forcing the low resource game for both players. He's paying 2 stock to functionally remove a back row that would give Coen the ability to plus, and now Coen has to use his resources to try to make that up. So now they're both on low stock. I would say low hand, but Joon has been hitting brainstorms quite well, so Joon's hand is looking pretty good. But it's a low resource game, so now taking damage is really the only measure of whether or not somebody's succeeding or not.
Right. The 6 we saw this earlier in the week. In the matchup was Attack on Titan versus the Pastel Palettes Bang Dream. And that Bang Dream opted to play no healers. So whenever he fell a little bit behind near the end of the game, he didn't have really any stabilizing mechanism.
Right, and that's actually, it's pretty dangerous.
And while Joon does play a low count of healers, he has some. It's still not many, and certainly with the resources that he has, sort of the resource crunch he's put himself into this game, he sort of faces that same issue of not being able to stabilize.
Correct.
Interesting. Stock swap.
Cancel? Oh, stock. Wait, the stock now.
That's interesting. I assume the line going through his head is Joon thinks he has a chance to survive next turn, so we're gonna put those climaxes in his stock.
Right.
He knows that on 2 stock he can. His Aqua's living, so on 2 stock he can just play the Mega Man 3-2 in his hand, play the stock soul combo, and hopefully end the game. So he doesn't really need more than that 2 stock that he's put himself into here.
Right. Seems it's an interesting play. I'm not sure. I feel like with only 3 cards and now 2 cards in hand, it seems a little bit premature because, like I said, with when we know that Joon doesn't have a healer, he's going to be 3-4 after the refresh. If you get a clock kick, he'll be at 3-5, and you can go 4-2-2, which is 3 lethals, and it's very, very precise damage, right? And so by not giving yourself the option to guarantee that, it seems like he's playing risky, unless the last 2 cards in his hand are Megumin stock. So did he?
Yeah, that's probably the game. He triggered 2 climaxes this turn, I believe.
Oh no.
He hit the 2 draw triggers back to back, so that is likely the end of the game.
Yeah,
for
that's
Joon.
right. Yeah, that's definitely.
5, right? You refresh 5, right?
Correct. 5.
Refresh 5.
Batman Ninja.
So he has 2 in stock and 1 on the stage.
Standards, there are 2, 3.
Okay.
3 Batman Ninjas.
Yikes.
Yeah, that
So
definitely did not go the way that Joon wanted.
Yeah, and
it
it
seems
definitely
like
it definitely shows how Konosuba can sort of just pull a game out of nowhere.
well,
But it did come down a lot to just the 6 damage there. That not really something unique to Konosuba.
right.
But he does have a lot of ways to seal out the game here.
I mean, specifically speaking, here, what do you call it? Joon was going to be screwed stock swap or not.
Right, yeah. He had the chance to double cancel next turn and potentially survive, but with the triggering the 2 climaxes, it just ruins him.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the wording on foreclosure, which says, at the end of the turn, your opponent puts the same amount. So that does happen before the climax is played into waiting room.
Yes.
Yes. Which, so yeah, the order does work right there. I believe Joon is aware of it, so I think he ordered that correctly.
Yep, and I'll pull it up here just to
Yeah, I just
Did you just pull it up?
Yeah, I just pull it up to make sure.
Yeah.
The only thing that happens after a climax is placed in the waiting room is until the end of the turn effects. And then discard a hand size.
Yep. And then you check it all again.
Oh right, yeah.
Just to make sure nothing changed.
Yeah. Okay, so right now Coen is going to the refresh. So you should have 3 cards in hand. He's going to refresh. So he's gonna refresh damage here. Wait. Did he?
So what's funny here? He's not even level 3.
Wait, did he clock draw too?
I believe. I believe that is how
he did clock. Clock drew 2, and he's not level 3. Wait, that does.
He was at 4, so he clocked to 5. Refresh pointed to 6.
Wait, but he was.
I don't know why he would. I mean, I guess you clock there just to make sure you have
triple
hand,
cancel? Because I could have sworn he was at 3-4 at the start of the turn. Like before Joon's attacks.
I believe he did, yeah.
And I was just too mind blown that Joon just triggered his life away that I didn't notice that Coen triple canceled. So that actually does make this turn a little bit awkward because he's not going to get the shot, the clock kick, lethal that we were talking about before. But he does get, I think with a climax here, he will be able to get 2 lethals with the trigger. So it looks like that's what he's going to go for here.
Sorry?
I don't think Joon's chances are any good here.
No, Ian, the 3-5 that we were talking about was clock kick plus refresh point. He was at 3-3 and refresh point went to 3-4.
Ah, I see, I see.
1, 2 hits.
Wait. Oh, June's alive.
Turn.
Lamau.
But Coen is not at level 3, so June can't quake.
This is probably the turn where you just have to go for game. You have no chance, like no choice. You have to just slam the Batman Ninja and try to kill.
If Coen was at 3, Quake would have been huge this turn.
It would have been. I don't know that he would have had one in hand though, because I saw a lot hitting like waiting room and stop.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But he did have a lot of hand. But like
Yeah, but it's
it would have been enormous. It would have been 3-4 heal 6.
You're right. Yeah, it certainly would have been a very powerful card. The other unfortunate thing here, I believe June was 1 stock short for double Batman Ninja restand.
Okay.
Because it takes six to do double, I believe.
It takes 6. Even counting the restand trigger.
I believe so. Because
Goes down to
you pay down to 2,
3,
so you attack to
1,
3, attack
2,
to 4, pay to 1.
3. Yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah. It does take 6, so he can only do 1 restand. That's not good. And in this deck, so I've seen other decks, Batman decks run Red Hood, as like an alternate finisher. And I don't know if that's any popular anymore, but June definitely does not run enough red to facilitate the Red Hood. And so he won't be able to get that. But the Red Hood is cheaper than the Batman restand in terms of stock. I believe the Batman restand and Red Hood is actually only 5 stock, which is kind of crazy.
Yes, that's correct. Because the Red Hood is on reverse. You pay 2.
Correct, and so you just do it last. Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be interesting. Well,
June plays the. I guess that's just to get an extra soul, like a 2 soul attacker here, because that thing's not gonna be able to restand. Unless he does have the climax, in which case that will be the
right. And he was. I wonder if he played the other 3-2 first to try to dig for the climax.
Right, that's possible. Yeah, he would really like to have a climax this turn, as he is going for a lethal.
Yeah.
He really needs it.
Man, interesting. Very interesting.
What is?
I have no idea what he's trying to do here.
I mean, it doesn't really matter too much because it's just final turn.
Second stock swap would certainly be game here.
Oh! Using the grappling hook to nag the runner so that he gets an extra soul damage in the center.
That's
exciting.
Broken.
That's exciting. I actually did think so.
I was wondering if we'd ever see that effect pop up.
Right.
I didn't think it would be now.
When I first saw the grappling hook card at 3 counts, I'm just like, what is he running this for? And I looked at the second effect, the tap to minus power, and I thought, wait, this is actually really good against Bane Dream specifically, because Bane Dream's level 0 crutch. He just hit 2. This is final turn, whether he likes it or not. This is it. And then
Coen 3 stocks the runner, so he salvages the grappling hook back to kill it again.
Yeah. No way!
The madman.
What is it?
Woo! The madman. This is actually like this is game 1, people. This is game 1.
We haven't even. We're peaking, and it's only game 1, guys. Don't get too excited. We have at least another game of this amazing matchup for you guys. All right, so no climax as we surmised. So he is trying to get as much soul damage as he possibly can here. But as I was saying earlier, so I think the grappling hook is actually really good against Bane Dream because Bane Dream really crutches on Himari Runner and Sile bombs as their level 0 game.
Right.
And,
yeah. So you can pop.
And the grappling hook hits both. Okay, so Coen has taken. Okay, this is
very interesting.
This is very interesting. So he doesn't want to trigger here.
Alternatively, he does want to trigger, cancel the 3, and then stick another trigger with the 4. It's a little more niche, but we can see him stick the 2 here.
All right, so this is going for a game exactly 2 damage.
Exact lethal. And
no
he gets
way.
it.
He
And
gets
he gets
it.
it. June gets
June
game
gets
1.
Game 1.
Unfortunately.
Wow.
Wow, Coen just
That
took
is.
8 off the top, and they were all clean.
Yeah.
Oh man.
June had no climax there. He did exactly 8 damage, pushing his deck to the limits. If he did not sack that runner, he would not have enough soul for that lethal.
That was
If he did not
amazing.
brainstorm for the second grappling hook to counter Cohen's pay 3 encore, he would not have the lethal.
This is
Ladies and gentlemen, this is peak White Shorts as we know it.
I think this kind of gameplay I think shows why this is an invitational, why a lot of these players were picked. Just a really awkward early game scenarios for both players. Both of them played out of it well. June forcing what's widely considered a much more powerful deck into a corner where he just had to work with the resource crunch, try to get his ambushes back. Coen successfully really played out of that corner that he got pushed into. And we still just saw June living by the skin of his teeth after taking 6 damage. And then very high level final turn.
I can't believe we have another game.
Wild.
I'm so excited.
That's wild. I'm very, very glad that I got to be the one streaming this.
Yeah,
Wow.
This was really cool. Yeah, both players need a little bit of a moment just to compose themselves after that game. Yeah, so looking to game 2, let's talk about some changes, right? Let's talk about what Coen can do to kind of react to this gameplay that June is bringing to him.
So the first thing, what I mentioned early on in the first game, I think it's possible that we don't see Coen discard bunny unions this time.
Yeah, I don't think either of us thought that was
right. He might not have realized just how valuable that 6K might be on board.
Right.
But maybe he'll see it this time and think, maybe I will get a chance to get 1 or 2 reverses. Maybe I'll need it to run over the 1-0 combo to make sure June doesn't get a lot of pluses.
Right. Definitely. I actually do want to mention that that June I think June climax comboed twice with the draw Batman. So that means that outside of his other traditional, basically bare bones White's mechanics of plussing, he was not able to get a lot of additional cards.
Right.
Like he completely relied on bare bones White's mechanics of clocking the draw, drawing for turn,
and winning board and hitting brainstorms,
and letting board live. And I think one thing that we do see June here, 2 level 1 counters, costless counters, 2 level 2 anti-change counters. June has a high emphasis on keeping board up, and that's actually basically the main mechanic of which June does retain his advantage through turns. Because if you think about it, a climax combo that plus is 1 is a +1, and keeping a unit alive on board that
that's just
wins over your opponent's character is also a +1, and you get the slow attack, which gives you the extra damage, so it's just as valuable.
I like Tony in the chat here. If Batman, Cardcaptor, and Rev you all win in round 1, I'll stop complaining about Konosuba, AOT, and Love Life Sunshine for a month. Yeah, we've already seen Cardcaptor win round 1, so see if Batman can pull it off.
Anything can happen.
He is up 1 game. So we just see the Nuisance, the Chiuri discarded from Coen here.
Is that no? Actually, that looks like the 1-0 counter. Actually.
Oh, you're right. I see the counter icon. Yeah. That is the 1-0 counter.
Yeah.
Something that he doesn't really need in this matchup, and found that he might just not have the hand for anyway.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think. Excuse me. I think any copy of that he gets, he's just gonna go straight to clock, straight to discard, straight to board. Even I would just play it.
Right. So now what's gonna be interesting is if we see the 6K Bunny Union hit the board. And June plays the trial deck combo at 55. Climax puts it to 65. And Coen regrets mulliganing that counter. That's what we're really going to see here.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. Okay, so...
Early cancel.
So
maybe
right
not
now
ideal here.
right now we see one grappling hook in June's clock and another grappling hook in the yard. I don't expect.
Ooh.
I don't expect the
Mhm.
what do you say? I don't expect June to be playing a grappling hook here to kill the runner, just because he needs to save it for the ambush. Oh,
Oh my god.
I just take
Wow.
all that back.
I very much expected him to grab the Grodd there.
I
if I'm being
expected him
honest.
to I expected him save the ambush or so the grappling.
Right. Save it. I don't know if you're cutting out a little bit or if we're.
So what this tells me is that he either has hook in hand, or he has another Sengoku Batman. He has another Sengoku Batman, and he's going to be able to salvage another grappling hook for the ambush.
Right. That's
Because I
very.
think
That's very
hitting the
possible.
ambush with the grappling hook is like the most important thing he needs to do. Right. Because without that, he's gonna let like Konosuba's just gonna play at their own pace, and June's not gonna be able to stop it. By doing that, he's gonna once again be able to force Konosuba into this low resource game along with him.
Right.
Yeah.
I was very much expecting the girly Grodd there to try to get 2 attacks. And maybe
Yeah.
get
Well,
some
actually,
tossing.
I think the idea with the grappling hook is actually because I think June understood that he wasn't going to be able to tri-field this turn, like just looking at his hand, and he didn't want
That's
the runner
fair.
to be surviving. Yeah, so I think that is a pretty good play.
We see an ambush.
Again,
go
we
to
don't know what his
stop.
hand is, but say what?
Coen triggered an ambush here. So that's
Oh.
that's one resonator gone.
Yeah. And we actually see Coen clocking both of his stock souls here. Now, I'm not sure if.
I don't think I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either because again, like we know that June is going to be targeting your ambushes. We know that you are going to not be able to get reverses with your Bunny Girl Union. So when you do have your ambushes and you're resonating, you're going to be consuming a lot of your stock. We saw that Coen basically had never had more than 5 stock last game, like at any given point. Just like it didn't happen, right? So I think
Right.
because of that, I think I would have put a little bit higher priority on the stock souls just to be able to keep them to push June in terms of the damage race, right? Because that is something that he needs to win, and also just to secure himself the extra stock that he needs.
Right. And I think it's a real struggle here for Konosuba. With last game, he decided to not play the bunny combo. This game, it seems like he's playing a little heavier into it. And it's sort of a a problem either way, where you don't play into it, you lose board. You do play into it. What if he can bounce his stuff? Which June doesn't actually have any way on his board right now to bounce.
Right.
But if you get denied resources, you might have wanted those stock souls.
Correct.
So it's a very weird spot to be in, and I'm sure for Coen, it's a spot that he's not often put into. There aren't many decks that have these tools
Right.
that Batman Ninja has.
I think so too.
And I can't imagine he plays against Batman Ninja very often.
Right. And so we see that June is getting both of his Batman Ninja what was this card called again? Ancient Armor,
Ancient Armor, yes.
from the trial deck. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they're
from the
both
trial
trial
deck,
decks.
which is better plusing. It's the draw 2 ditch one, so he does get to see a lot more options. So I would imagine June's hand is quite sculpted right now.
Right.
In terms of.
And we actually saw he played the Alfred level 0 just to get those Batman up to 5,500 because they do gain 500 for each backstage character.
Correct.
And he used the bond to pitch a Quake engine and go ahead and put one of his finishers in his hand.
Yes. Yeah. I do think that he would have wanted instead of the Alfred just a Bat Clan of Hida. I'm actually kind of surprised that he's not running 4 copies of the Clan of Hida. I think that card's like quite good, and you really do want to see it at any given point.
I do agree. I think it's very good. I do think his list struggles a bit on the slots though, with wanting to fit in the ancient armors, or not ancient armors. I apologize. The grappling hooks,
right,
and some stuff like that. You have to make some cuts somewhere. And,
right.
It looks like he's sort of cut into like a Grodd and a Bat Clan. I think he plays 3 of each.
Do you think 2 of the Alfred is necessary? I feel like that could be a cut possibly.
I've always played 2 of the Alfred Bonder just because it makes the end game so consistent in a deck that does lack selectivity.
That's right.
It's also a lot of decks, especially as I'm sure you've seen, where this tournament has a lot of Sword Art Online in it. and resting Alfred to protect your Batman from opposition by the shield is very big in that matchup.
I see.
So I think he's sort of played into it to. It protects you from Fujimi's minus soul counter. It protects you from both card captor and sword art anti-damage counters.
Mm-hmm.
It protects you from a lot of things that are worth having here, I believe.
I agree with that. Nice. Okay, so we're looking at Cohen's turn right here. So I would imagine he hasn't. So it's quite possible he does have Bunny Girl Union here, and especially now that he knows that Joon has no way to deny him reverses, it'd be really beneficial if Coen could get 2 or 3 Bunny Girls here. That would actually really set him very far ahead. Okay, so we do see the Bunny Girls.
The infiltration can actually counter over, because we do know that Joon plays the 1015 counter, and that would get the infiltration up to 8k. Which would beat a Bunny Union.
Right. Oh, does he have? Okay. Oh.
Okay. I was like, is he going for it?
I got pretty spooked there.
Tom, I don't.
Wait, that's not the right climax.
That is not the right climax.
That is not the right climax.
This man clocked 2 stock souls because he had the 3rd one.
Yeah, I didn't draw.
I see.
Yikes.
Joon can counter over this.
He can. He can. And it looks like he's going to. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
That's very good for him.
Pretty big.
I do think we're going to see Joon eat a lot of damage this turn, because he has milled through a lot of climaxes.
Is that a double counter?
Double counter.
Wow.
Double counter. If he can get a cancel on this 3rd attack, he's in a very good spot. If
He's
he
in
can
a
get a
very good
cancel on this
spot.
3rd attack.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to, but
right. But this way, Joon is going to what do you call it? Joon's going to be able to preserve his entire field, which means that he is able to no clock this next turn. And just really not do anything. Actually, even if he doesn't get the cancel, I don't expect him to do anything and touch his board here. I just expect him just to swing open 2-3 times, and he's in a good place. One thing that I am noticing from what Cohen's doing is that he's getting a lot of stock right now, and he's not committing the ambush unions
until he absolutely has to. Oh, we see the side attack there.
Oh, interesting.
I
mean, he did get the 1 damage, which is really powerful. That could have been a no damage side attack, so he did get fortunate with Konosuba's high trigger counts.
Right.
But right here, actually,
he sided for 1, because of the climax.
Oh, sorry, he didn't trigger. Oh,
he didn't trigger.
Okay. Joon clocks here. So okay, so now I take back what I said about Joon not touching his board. I do think Joon needs to mill, so that he can refresh at 1/6 here. I think that's a very high priority. So
and now we see the brainstorm.
I expect the brainstorm here. Doesn't get a hit. How many left in deck here? It looks like it looks to be around 7. No, 6, less.
He has
6.
5 or 6 in waiting room.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think he probably has another one in hand.
Okay, so he. Oh.
Wow. He's just draining resources here. He's just draining resources.
Really? That's a very interesting line, because he can't really even guarantee the kill on the swimsuit, because the swimsuit can just coin flip his way out. Oh, does he have another combo?
Yeah, he's getting the reverse target. That's powerful.
Right. That's so powerful.
That's
forcing
powerful.
the reverse target. Oh wait, actually, that begs the question: did he have to clock there?
He did not clock, I don't believe.
No,
he did clock. He
clocked it back in time back then.
I wonder if
I feel like if he knew,
clocked and got the climax.
Oh, that's true. If he got the claw, that might have been. Oh, he's opting not to draw from the trigger here. Because I think that would put him in a situation where he doesn't get to have his climax back.
Well, his draw 2 ditch 1s probably put him right where he needs to be. On deck
or at least very close. Yeah. Oh, so he's actually doing a draw 1 ditch 1 here. Actually, I believe both of these will be draw 1 ditch 1s.
Interesting.
If he has 3 cards left in deck, which is what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
I believe he did. Oh, he milled a swimsuit Megumi. Coen did. So now he does get to. He doesn't keep that board. So he's gonna be starting level 2 with no board. Have you ever seen a Konosuba player have no board at level 2?
This is certainly an interesting series here.
This has been a lot of firsts for me. it's another draw one, ditch one.
Okay.
From Joon. Yeah, so this really does. Yeah, I do imagine that he must have clocked and drawn into the grappling hook. Otherwise, if he had this line from the beginning, or he drew into one of the ancient armors, because if he had if he had this line in the beginning, he wouldn't have needed a clock here.
So in chat, I want to say the reason he didn't draw off the climax and chose to do it off the Batman instead is he had another climax in his hand. He had one of the level 3 climax. And I believe he would rather, instead of the plus, which he doesn't really need right now, he wants a way to filter the climaxes in his hand out into waiting. And I believe he's refreshing at least 7, if not, I guess 7, because he has that one in stock that he triggered.
Maximum 7, yeah.
Yeah,
maximum 7.
I believe he is getting all 7 back in there. And he's getting a very nice clock compression here. He has board, he has 4 stock, 4 hand, he's at 1/6. Literally, Konosuba's only way to really hurt his good compression here would be like stock swap. But even then, the climax in his stock goes back.
Yeah.
So he's really secured his compression here, I believe.
Right. And Coen is actually just like, so he has the stock. He's managed to secure himself the stock this game, but his hand is so low. And I have to wonder if he doesn't have his ambushes, because we know one of his ambushes is very deep in his stock right now, right?
We saw him trigger one early.
I don't believe he's paid them out. So like, I wonder if Coen can't hit an ambush turn this turn to just completely flood his board again. Like, if he's just done resource-wise, like, it's going to be very difficult. So
Right.
I think he has the clock here.
And
I really don't.
Yikes.
I've had these
really
games
don't-
before where you're playing Konosuba, and they're awful games where you get everything you need to generate all your resources. You just don't have the ambush to actually turn them into cards.
Right. And I actually
and they're
wonder...
they're very unfortunate games, and it seems like that's sort of the spot that he's in right here.
Right. So okay. So this isn't the case. So I actually think, so if he has ambush but doesn't have Megumin, I believe if he clocks draws 2, he can play the ambush and use the effect to get the Megumin.
Clock the last card of his deck.
Because it'll clock the last card in his deck, right? So he's not in a situation where he can't do that. But yeah, I was actually wondering, like, maybe that was like his situation. Like, maybe he had the ambush but not the Megumin.
I would assume so. That's possible, and that would explain why he hasn't put the ambushes on the board yet. Because obviously, grappling hook is something that Joon is very willing.
Okay, so he does have the ambush. Oh, and he does have the Megumin in hand. He's gonna check for his last card.
You better not miss, my man.
Okay, if that was a foreclosure, I think. Oh man, that would have been just really bad. So he's getting a 1/0 bomb, which is relevant.
It's a playable for sure.
It attacks.
It attacks. It attacks. It has encore.
Yes. It will kill something on Joon's board.
It will clear a lane.
Yes. So okay. So I think.
Joon has made it very known that he is just willing to slam grappling hooks left and right, and pay 2 stock for them. And I think that's definitely, it's good to make that known, because it scares Konosuba from playing ambush any earlier than they absolutely have to.
Right, and I think so on one hand, I believe Joon is doing this proactively just to make good use of his stock, because we saw last game that Coen was willing and actually pressured Joon by foreclosing even with 5 stock. So Joon doesn't really want to hold on to high stock numbers at any given point in this matchup. But like you said, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the Konosuba player. Just knowing that not even a back row swimsuit Megumin is safe, right? So yeah, these grappling hooks are really just doing what the art is doing. Just telling Coen to get over here.
Yep. For sure, that's unfortunate.
Refresh on the climax. Okay. I think he will want to play an aqua here just to get that out.
Yeah, especially if he has like another resonate in hand, if he can play the aqua and then resonate to pay out the climax.
Right, exactly. That's gonna be big.
That would be,
if he can do that.
Yeah, very good for him.
Okay, let's see here. What's he got? So he does play the 1/0 bomb that he got from the last resonate.
And we'll see right here if he has the resonate.
This is the moment of truth. No resonate.
He does not have the resonate.
And that means no.
Either that or he doesn't have the early play. He might just not have the early play.
5, 5, 5.
Oh man. Wait, he's not gonna be able to. He's
So
not gonna be
he's
able to kill one of these cards. June is
he
going to keep board again in this matchup.
actually, so right now he only actually wins one lane. Because in the middle he's smaller too because of the aqua. So if he misses his mill here,
No way.
if he misses his mill here, he's actually in a very bad spot. I think.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
He really needs to hit this mill.
This
And
mill is
unfortunately, he triggered a
huge.
level 3.
Counter?
Yes.
So it's
Counters, there are 2 1-0 counters and 2 2
I have not seen a mill like this
And climaxes.
be so important for power.
do
This
you
is
have, do you
crazy.
have June's list pulled up right now?
Yes, I do.
How
I do
many
have this pulled up.
1-0 backups does he play?
He plays 2.
2. Okay,
And
so
he used
both of them are
last turn, so
yeah,
he
both of
definitely
them
does
are in
not have
waiting
one in
room
his
right
hand.
now.
Right.
Yeah, so this all comes down to this mill too.
But actually, and this is crazy, but I think June is the player who is willing to 2-1 back up that center Batman. When
That's
if
fair.
push comes to shove, I
If
think June will do it.
Yeah, if he does level off of this, well, he'll level off the refresh point. So
Right.
he definitely
Because-
has it available.
Because we're looking at his hand right now. He has 4 cards in hand, right?
Yeah.
Is that what I see here? 4 cards in
Yes.
hand. He's definitely not going to use the anti-change effect at any point this game. He just doesn't have enough resources.
Right.
So if he can get the counter on that middle row, he will do it. I think that's going to be very relevant. Okay, so we'll see if the line ever comes up. Oh,
Ooh,
both
alright,
of them
so
have
both
refresh climax.
players refresh the climaxes.
So the luck meter is the same. Okay, so we're gonna do the mill here.
And he
He
misses.
misses. That
Misses.
union's not getting over.
That is terrible.
Oh, but it is swinging for 3. Oh, okay, the cancel on the top. Wait,
Nope,
whoa.
yeah,
whoa,
stop
whoa,
the game real quick. Stop the game real
interrupt.
quick.
Go in there.
Let's see. Hey guys, before y'all continue, the bunny union in the middle is reversed, not the Batman. Bunny union's minus 2,000.
Yeah.
Good cat.
All right. All right, good stuff.
All right, we got that caught.
Yeah. And but now back to Coen's game. He's triggered 2 climaxes.
Yeah,
This is the gate right after the 2 soul. He's triggered 2 climaxes. He's not keeping his board. June is at least going to be able to swing 2-2-2 here.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if he's going to hand encore. But I don't think he has enough resources. He can't afford it. No, he
Yeah.
can't.
I think
There's
we
no way.
definitely.
Wow.
I can't tell what the bottom 2 card. I think the bottom 2 cards in June's waiting room are both early plays, so I don't think he has an early play available here to heal.
Yes, that's correct. I can tell from the art. But June doesn't need a clock here, and I don't expect June to clock here.
Yeah, I don't expect him to. If
I don't
anything,
expect
he
him
can
to.
honestly like push the grappling hook up.
Yeah, I would push. No, June
Ooh,
clocks.
interesting.
Okay,
Interesting.
so interesting. I didn't think he needed to clock there.
I bet he'll brainstorm here too then.
Yeah, probably. I think once you've done one, you have to do the other. Yeah.
Yep. So there's the brainstorm. He hits 1, hits 2.
2. Okay, so I think Catwoman here definitely. Is
Grabbing
one of them.
an early play here is very good for him.
Definitely Catwoman as 1.
Because what's nice is if he grabs a Catwoman and goes down to 1 stock, he'll attack back up to 4, and that lets him play 2 level 3s next turn.
Right.
If he goes to level 3.
He hasn't snap picked the Catwoman, which makes me think he wants to maybe just mill into a good deck state and just swing 2-2-2. But I do think, seeing that Coen has a climax in clock and 2 in stock, that I would think the 3 swing might be pretty good in terms of pressure.
Right. After those triggers, I would think you'd want to be
Yeah, because the 3
pushing
is
this
quite,
pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't think, especially if he's not playing a climax, which playing a climax here would be pretty
Right.
not worth it. You're not getting any reverses. Actually,
Interesting.
does he? Okay, he doesn't have a. I wonder if he wants to just grappling hook the ambush.
He has the stock to do it.
Right.
I don't know if I agree. Well, okay, so
No, I agree.
Between-
if he
right,
can
right.
grappling hook,
right
I would
between
grappling hook here.
between Cohen's hand and stock, he's definitely wanting to convert stock to more hand.
Right. So like, if June has a grappling hook, I would want to see
if he
it
can get
for
the
him.
grappling hook here, it would be pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, you know what I wanted to see? I wanted to see Joon grappling hook the Union to front row, and then I wanted to see Coen 3-stock encore the Union.
So that's what chat's actually been talking about. Is if the Union gets grappling hooked, he pretty much has to 3-stock it.
Here, yeah, in this position, definitely. Yeah, he has no choice. But it does seem like he doesn't have the grappling hook.
I'm honestly a little surprised he didn't play the Sengoku on top of the grappling hook.
Actually,
And then salvage
you're
it
right.
back, play it back to the open slot, and
I
then
don't know
just
if
swap them, right?
I don't know if he wanted to clock himself again though.
Well, no, so only like the one that he already played to center stage.
No, I meant because in order to grab with Sengoku, you have to clock yourself.
Right.
Right. So he clocked Drew too, and then I don't know if
Okay.
I would want to clock myself
Yeah.
again. But
Well, so I
like,
assumed he was grabbing Sengoku because he was planning on getting something out of waiting room since he grabbed two
yeah,
of them, right? Instead of
guess.
grabbing
Or-
like back in time because he could have grabbed back in time.
that's true. Oh, I think he's gonna do it.
Maybe.
Is he?
I feel
He
like I
gets
would have.
rolled-
He
Yes,
is. Interesting.
he's doing it.
I feel like I would have just done it with the
He's
first one, though,
doing
right?
it.
Where you
Oh,
play the first one over
right,
the
right.
grappling hook, like I suggested.
Oh my God, you did it.
I-
This makes me think he has a climax.
Or what do you want to?
Oh, he might have the climax in hand as well
Yeah, he might.
to go for
Maybe
the
that's
reverse
why he
here.
didn't go for Catwoman, just so he could get the. He might. Oh no! Wait. Wait. We'll see
Minus
here.
1K. Yep.
500 here.
Oh my gosh, he has the. Is that the right climax?
I don't think that's not the right one. That
No,
is
that's the
not
Dark
right
Knight.
one.
Okay, no, he's just doing that to push damage. Never mind. Okay, but this makes sense. Like I was saying, I thought June was going to go for the Catwoman to get the extra soul damage, but he has the climax instead, which is
Yeah.
just as good.
I'm a little surprised. Like, I don't think it was correct to play the second Sengoku. I think the first one should have gotten played over the grappling hook.
Right.
But maybe
right.
he had not made up his mind that was what he wanted to do.
Correct. Yeah. I definitely think I think that's fine. Like that's why he got the 2, and I do think he wanted to mill
Right.
a lot there.
Yeah,
so
it's
I think that
possible
is
he would have
fine.
just gone for the mill anyway.
Coen doesn't encore.
Interesting. His hand might be good enough.
Do you think so?
Maybe. It's
Thinking.
well, he hasn't
I mean,
drawn.
it's
He hasn't
it's
drawn
Konosuba.
yet. He's debating it.
Yeah, he's thinking about this. Okay, so his hand actually might be good. He does have enough stock. Oh, he's counting his stock. He might have enough. If he has a Megumin, which he does, right? He can Megumin into
Right. Yeah, because we saw him
into
resonate last turn.
something really good here. Yeah, and June doesn't have enough stock for Quake, which means that if June gets hit to high numbers, he will have to try to finish it.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm a little surprised he went as heavy on stock as he did. But I guess shutting ambush out of the game is very important. But he's definitely given up on the 6 stock to level 3 combo twice.
correct. Which I think is fine.
Which I guess with
just
this you assume
you assume he has floor
Coen
choice.
held the stock swap counter through a very small hand last game. So
Four cards.
you have to
Four.
assume that this game he's holding it just as tight.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I don't think going for the double restand is ever something he wants to do here.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't think that's correct. But I do think that
I believe June is out 4, Ian. I believe he's out 4.
he's out 4. Let me think. Well, he played the climax.
He played 1. He has 1 in clock.
He salvaged. No, he has 2 and he hit 2 on the brainstorm. So. Oh,
I think those were the only 2 that went into his waiting room. Otherwise,
Okay.
though. So I think it's those
Okay.
4.
Yeah, I think so too. Then.
People are saying 6
In waiting room.
chat.
In waiting room. He like
6 out
refreshed.
seems.
No, I don't think so, because
I
he
don't think that's right.
refreshed. No, he refreshed that climax, right? And then he brainstorm
Yes.
hit 2, and then he played the climax. And
Yeah.
he didn't hit any climaxes on the mills. So yeah, it's definitely 4 here. Yeah, we see 4. Oh wait, no, he's 4 in waiting room. So he's 5,
So
including
he's
the one that he has.
5 out then.
Oh, I think I think he paid out a climax.
Right. He
on
paid 1 out with the Sengoku.
Yeah, so I think 4 in waiting room, 1 in clock. I think. No, they're saying 5 in waiting room.
It
I
says
just
5
saw
in waiting
4. Or did you hear the audio? I think they might have heard the audio. Maybe there was like 1 at the very bottom that I couldn't see.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So that means Coen might be going for game here.
Yeah, okay. Then this definitely is Whoops. Sorry, just had it.
Don't play.
Alright, so he
Fire.
hard plays the 3-2.
The 3-2 Megumin check 3. Okay, grabs a card.
He's definitely not resonating unless he has a second one, because he chose to play it
Yeah.
before resonate.
Yeah, that's actually no. Oh, no, he resonated once already, actually, right? Didn't he?
I was too busy looking at Joon's side of the board.
Oh, I saw him play it, and I saw him like pay one and tap something. Oh, did he clock? Oh, I think he used the first effect to get a Megumin.
That's possible.
Yeah, because I think he clocked to
SMH. Bad commentators.
one.
We're paying too much attention, trying to figure out how many climaxes Joon's out. We have no idea what Coen's doing over here.
Yeah, sorry, no, I was. Yeah, we were both trying to figure that climax.
To be fair, I think Coen's still trying to figure out what Coen's doing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's-
Okay,
it's-
so he
it's a rough spot
he has
he's
the
in.
runner. He has the runner to ditch. So he's paid. Okay, so I'm actually.
Yeah, grab this card.
Huh. Wait, how much? I think he had like 8 stock at the start of the turn.
Oh
then-
lord.
Ooh, this is
Oh,
Oh, did he?
lord.
Oh, did he decide to encore? Oh, he decided to encore the resonate in the end. Oh, that's what happened. Oh, okay, he decided to encore it actually. That's why it looked really confusing from my end, cause what's it called? Yeah, like cause I saw Coen like hold the Megumi, sorry, hold the Union, and then like pay like not a non-zero amount, like two or more stock. Like it was kind of fast. I didn't see it, so I wasn't sure like how he was doing that. It turned out he was encoring it. So he did the pay 3 encore did happen, I believe.
Man, so he has the board of triple Megumin here, which obviously
he can
only one
only-
of them's gonna get to
Only
combo.
one of them can clock kick, so the other two are
yeah.
swinging.
Yeah, wait, what is this board?
Okay. Okay. So he a little slip of fingers there, but a little slip of fingers. But I saw the climax, so he did grab it off the third one.
Yeah, so I when he played the runner, I was kind of expecting him to like go into the burn 5.
Right.
Because I believe he could have ended up with exactly enough stock. Or I mean, he might have been one short on that.
No,
But he
he's
could
one
have gone
short.
like
He's one short. Definitely one short.
okay, so he could have gone like grab burn 5, use that to summon Fumio, pay out the last stock soul, clock kick in one lane after you Fumio.
Yeah, something like that.
Um,
But I don't think he had the climax. No, he didn't have the climax though.
I see.
His
I see. He
third
had to
Megumin,
get
his
the
third
extras
Megumin
to
got
get
the climax. Yeah, his third Megumin got the climax. So I think he. I want to say he played the first Megumin, didn't get the climax, and I think he just decided that was just going to be the line.
Oh, so he's just
and he
attacking.
kind of like, wait,
He's just attacking.
oh, he's not combo, he's just attacking. Joon only needs to cancel
One of
these. Correct.
Yeah.
He's just attacking. Okay.
Interesting. Very, very,
Yeah,
very interesting.
I
don't know why you wouldn't use the.
Oh, so
climax
I agree
combo
that you shouldn't use the climax combo here.
Right.
I think because using the climax combo here means that he will not have enough stock to foreclosure.
All right, here's the last attack.
Be lethal, please.
Here is the lethal attack for 3 and 4.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I would be no way.
And there's the cancel on last one. Yeah.
Last card can't wait. What? Wait.
Oh, he sided. I bet he sided.
Oh, he
He
sided?
sided the level 1. Yeah.
Oh, he sided for lethal. Wow.
Side for lethal.
I can't believe it.
Climax on last one. Unlucky Joon. Unlucky.
Yeah, that was really unlucky. Holy crap.
He. Yeah. Wow.
So if I were to summarize that game in a nutshell, Joon was winning until he lost.
Joon was winning until he lost.
Like do triple clock kick, but I couldn't. So I was like, wait. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. Whoops.
He actually sided for 3. Did he know the trigger there?
Oh my god.
I don't know. Well, so even if he only sticks 2, refresh point will kill. Because
Right.
the two healers were both still in
Right,
waiting
right.
room.
That's true, and that means that yeah, he had he could have had the third Catwoman in hand, I think.
Okay. But yeah, that's solid.
We
The side's definitely the play to make there.
we are blessed tonight with a game 3
Game
between these two
3.
players. Can you believe this is just round 1 of this tournament?
Coen had to
This is
6
exciting.
head the 5 head Joon.
This is exciting.
This is interesting. I think both players are taking another breather real quick. This has been a wild series right here.
So somebody is messaging me to petition to end the stream so we can preserve the VODs. Wouldn't it be such a tragedy if these VODs got taken down by any reason? Are you recording in addition to streaming here?
I probably should have been.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, everybody, prayer circle for the VODs to be kept up so that we can immediately download these games and save them for posterity. Because these are some great games. I would think any aspiring Batman player would be looking at these games as a way to counter one of the most dominant decks in the meta. And I actually think that this matchup is heavily Konosuba favored up until I saw these games.
I have to agree with you there. I have to agree with you.
And now that I've seen these games, I don't know who's favored anymore. Because these games are not going any way that I think either player is really expecting a normal game of White Stripes to go. Just definitely low resource, a lot of trying to outplay each other, a lot of denial.
Right.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Okay, so I think this time going into game 3,
Dude, every time I refresh.
Connor, what kind of adjustments do you think these players are going to make, or do you think they
I-
settled into something pretty good after that game 2?
I think they have settled into sort of what they feel comfortable with in this matchup. Coen obviously struggled a lot more. Honestly, I think
Game 2.
that game 2 than he did game 1, just because
Right,
of how
I
long he
actually
went
think so
without
too.
the ambush.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know if we'll see Joon try to go heavier into the finisher line or not.
Right. Actually, I do think Joon needs to do one small adjustment. Is that when he's winning on board, he needs to stop clocking
Yeah.
and make sure the damage race is in his favor. Because I definitely counted 2 turns this game where Joon chose to clock when I don't think that he necessarily needed to. And again, I'm talking as a commentator, not knowing deck state, right? And it's entirely different when you're piloting it. But definitely, he lost the game just to barely enough damage. And if he could have been able to either not clock earlier or prioritize a healer instead of something else that he was doing, then he actually might have been able to survive with the
Right.
skin of his teeth.
And
yeah.
even without with clocking those turns, he was certainly favored to live.
Right. I
on
mean,
that last turn.
really unfortunate bottom card climax
Yeah,
situation.
he
You
only
can't really blame that on Joon.
he only
played the
needed the
second game
climax
really well.
to not be
On the bottom.
on the bottom, really. Bottom
Yeah.
2 if you weren't counting that soul trigger, but
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's pretty.
I think it's also interesting. We've not seen Joon manage to open up with like a plussing 0 yet.
Yeah,
he turned
it's
2 the
good.
Sengoku last game, but we've not seen the turn
Yeah.
1 draw. We've just seen
Yeah.
various different turn
I actually
1
don't think the
plays.
turn 1 grog is that necessary though. Actually, I actually think that even if you have a turn 1 grog, you won't start it. Just because you'd rather play it on like your second turn at 0 and hit on the turn that you're pushing them to 1 so that you can actively deny the bunny girl.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, so I don't even if you start with grog, I don't think you play it because again, you need the stock for the grappling hook, so you don't really have that much breathing room.
Yeah, grappling hook.
Yeah.
Grappling hook is
Yeah.
definitely more important in this matchup than most.
Right. I actually think your best 2 starts in this matchup are either Alfred or Batman Back in Time.
That's
Because
fair.
these are just cards that you just never need.
We're seeing a lot of climaxes come out early from Joon's side.
Yeah, I think Joon is going to be looking for either
More
the
mill.
brainstorm if he doesn't have it, or more mill if he
More
feels that
mill.
he can get the brainstorm. Yeah, I think the more mill is good here. Because he can attack twice, get himself up to 2 stock. Next turn, Sengoku into the brainstorm. if he doesn't have it again.
And it is something mentioned in chat here. Grappling hook is being too good to the point Joon might be blinding himself and committing too much to grappling hook plays. It's definitely a thought that went through my head. But at the same
When he was
time,
doing it last turn, last game, like the second one he was doing.
right? But at the same
Yeah.
time, there's definitely an argument to where it's beneficial for Joon to pay out his stock as aggressively as he did,
Right.
to try to dodge the stock swap event from Konosuba.
Right.
Because that could, he has a lot of milk, so Joon's able to keep his deck state in a very good spot most of the time, and you don't want the stock swap messing up that deck state too heavily.
Yeah.
So it is very possible that it's correct even outside of being grappling hook, but just to pay out the stock aggressively. I think
Correct,
early
yeah.
play healers potentially could have been more beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially since he did not have the correct climax
Correct.
to actually reverse the Union last game and get an
Right.
effect off of it. Early play heal might have been more beneficial.
Yeah. I don't think the grappling hook was the misplay last game. I think the clocking was the misplay. Because what
Right.
ended up happening on that turn was that he clocked and then he used the Sengoku to get the grappling hook, which means he took 2 extra damage on his turn than he should have taken. And
Right.
then he just lost.
And
He
yeah,
just- he just
that's the
died.
2 damage that killed him.
Yeah. So I don't think the grappling hook was a problem. I think the clock, his first clock was a problem.
All right, and we see Coen will get 1 Bunny Union reverse here.
Those are climaxes.
Those are climaxes. Those are certainly climaxes.
And that's a Cheery that's probably going into his hand. Yeah.
Yep.
And on the board immediately, of course. Yeah, so he's gonna get 1 reverse here. And what's really cool about the 2 cards that Joon has on board is that they both mill. And
Yep.
one thing that Joon really wants right now is the mill. So he's gonna be
And it
pretty
might
happy about
actually
doing that.
be. I think he probably bounces the Sengoku back here
Yeah, the Sengoku.
instead of the back. in
Actually,
time.
you think so? Because depending on what his hand is, he might want the power from the back in time.
I think.
Well, actually, does Sengoku give can Sengoku assign power? Oh,
yes,
he can.
yeah, it assigns
power
it. Assigns
if
15.
he hits the climax.
Yep.
Okay.
Which I don't
the
think he's
Batman
gonna
back in
hit a
time
climax at
gets-
this point, but I do believe. I think he's gonna value the pay 1 clock 1 to get a card back.
Well, he already has a Sengoku in his hand, so that's why I don't. Think
That's fair.
Wait,
That's fair.
did he not do either?
You want to charge it?
Interesting.
Wait, he didn't. Clan?
Approach it?
Interesting.
Did you not clan?
Uh,
Huh?
I wonder if that was intentional on his part, or if he just
Why would
hadn't
he
used
not?
it all set and
Clan. Wait, is it grappling hook? Is it really because of grappling hook?
if he has 2 grappling hooks in hand, well he still can't. He
What do you
doesn't
mean he can't?
he doesn't have a way to get the Union to center stage, right?
Oh, right, that's right. Why? Yeah, no, this makes no sense to me.
If he has 3 grappling hooks in hand, he can do it because he can neg power the Chiiri out of the game.
That's another
yes,
climax.
it is the first time in the match we see
yeah.
Union combo. Yeah, it is the first time we see Union combo. Yep.
I'm so lost.
I'm very
Not
intrigued.
backclan. Wait, okay, actually, okay, there is a line that you would not backclan, is if you needed the Sengoku
So he's double
and
Sengoku.
Brainstorm.
He's double Sengoku.
He's double Sengoku?
This man does not care about clocking himself one bit. Yes, he is very greedy. Wow.
This is a completely different look, I feel, as opposed to the other games, because I think in the other games, actually game 1 specifically, I don't remember Joon clocking himself much game 1. And game 2, we did see him clock himself a little bit more. And this game, he is just punching himself in the face, like.
Or the draw.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Completely different
Coen's
look.
definitely taken the lead on this one.
Yeah, this is.
What? Why? Why are you swapping your Sengokus back and forth? Did he assign power to one of them? I assume.
Oh, okay. He assigned power to one of them, and he's tapping to confirm which one it
My
is.
man.
Yeah, he's confusing us, you know, that he's
Yeah.
doing the little move for the commentators. I still okay, so the double did he need but like the
It's very.
I'm still trying to make sense of the not doing the clan. I don't
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure skipping on the clan was the play to go with there.
and he's doing Grog back row. What?
So well, he needs the backstage for the 500 power to get over Bunny.
No, but why wouldn't he just have the why wouldn't he
I think
have
he should
the
attack
Sengoku
with.
back row and then attack with the Grog against the Chiri?
6-5.
Yeah, no, that's what I think he should probably do.
I mean, unless he's saving his grog for a rainy day. June, I don't think June's much of an alcoholic, so I don't know why he would be saving his grog. But
Well, so the only thing I can think is maybe he wants to force Bunny to try to attack into a Sengoku no matter what, so that he always bounces a Sengoku back to hand off of back clan.
Cherry.
But I don't know. That seems.
I mean, okay, yeah, that
unnecessary.
is a possibility. It seems a little extra, yeah, for sure. A little extra.
How many 1-0 counters in later room, and how many climaxes?
Because like right now Coen is, so this is what we're talking about. Like if if Batman Ninja can't stop Konosuba from getting their combo off, getting their resources, Konosuba is going to run away with this game. Konosuba will be ahead in advantage, in stock, in damage, in literally everything. Like I don't like there a miracle needs to happen for June to get himself back at this point. So I'm really okay. Well, Coen is out a lot, and he's going to be milling a lot.
Yeah,
I think.
thankfully for Coen, it's going into his own turn.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, jeez. It's definitely.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I mean, he is going to go into a
Oh,
refresh here.
he's certainly, especially
Yeah,
with
so that's not that bad. Not that
ambush.
bad.
He's definitely going into a refresh here.
Yeah. So even if he has a climax, I expect here an ambush for 3, and then just play attackers. I think. What did he just revealed the okay? Oh, not an ambush for 3. Wait.
He
Oh wait,
still
no,
has
that
5
was a
cards,
lot.
yeah,
Oh, that was a lot more card than. Okay, I only saw like 5, so
Yeah.
I thought I only had like. Or no, sorry. Wait, how many?
It looked like he had
I saw-
7 in deck.
Yeah, I saw 7, so I thought I had 7. So I was like, yeah, ambush a freaking ambush for 3. It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
they're kind of
definitely needs to go for all 4.
running off the corner of his screen there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the bleed.
He takes
Okay, grabbing the
anti-change
counter.
He wants that 1K to beat over level 1 combo.
Yeah, I think that's smart, just to make June have to calculate that.
Right. It is what I mentioned last game. If he was gonna regret it or not.
And yeah, and he also he does have the bunny girls, which are 6K beaters at this point.
For now.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, I mean, Coen has everything. Right? He's got the 2 ambushes. He's got the 6K beaters in the front row. I think at this losses and just kind of try to stick one thing, right? Just either guarantee his own resources or just continue to like pressure board with 1-0s, just keep attacking and just try to stay on even ground until level 3. I don't think June should be going for grappling hook plays.
You're right. I agree.
Yeah,
Especially
I think,
since Cohen's already established 2 ambushes.
Right.
I think it's
2 ambushes and he's already got his advantage.
Oh, yeah, here comes the counter.
Oh, like I said, I'm saying like this counter is really useful on the board. it's a 2/5 attacker. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, but no climax this turn, but we do see some soul triggers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when he milled down to 3 cards left in deck, you could assume that.
Right. Well, so you know, it kind of I don't think it matters though, because even at 4, if he gets the blind stock with the climax off the climax combo,
is he siding here or is he fronting here?
He might be siding to dodge counter.
No, that was a front. No, that was a front.
Yeah. But so even if he stayed at 4, right? If he played the Yin climax combo, taking the blind stock off of it would refresh him regardless.
Right.
So I kind of thought he might still have it when he went to 3.
I see. Well, actually, I thought if that was the case, I don't think he would have gone that low at all. because he
That's fair. I mean,
had
he stay up at
he
like
revealed
7
a lot.
cards.
Yeah, he would have saved that. He would have saved
Resonate,
that like
yeah, like resonate
5.
for 1 twice or something.
Yeah, or something like
One.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
How many climax?
We still don't see
Okay.
Bat Clan popping off yet.
Well, I don't think this turn was a Bat Clan turn, if anything.
8. Refresh 8.
Like, if he wasn't gonna Bat Clan last turn, I don't think he should be Bat Clanning this turn.
Saving 1-0 combo could have some merits.
Yeah, that's true. So okay, so now going into this turn, so again, I don't think grappling hook is the play because Coen has already established his resource.
No, it's okay.
Hmm.
You're gonna get that, I think.
3,
Okay.
1, 2.
Yeah, I think what's important here for Joon now is that Joon just manages to keep himself in the race, pressure board, contest Coen as much as possible, and just try to hit 3 and just keep the game as even as possible.
Right. All of his resources at this point need to go into maintaining attackers and maintaining soul presence, and not trying to grappling hook. No cheeky plays like that.
Yeah. So
It actually makes me wonder here, right? What's the printed power on the back
2
up
refresh point.
on the Megumin anti-change counter?
a 2-5.
It is 2-5. Okay.
Yes.
So no temptation to grappling hook that.
How many climax did Joon refresh with?
Not enough.
I can't remember.
He refresh pointed one.
Yeah, I think he refreshed with. I actually think he refreshed with 8.
Yeah, I don't
He
believe any are in his stock. He's done a very good
If
job.
he had any climaxes, it would have been in hand.
Keeping
So
that
I didn't
out.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard
yeah.
to tell how many were in his hand.
We have the players' volumes down pretty low just so that it's not interrupting, I guess, like our conversation. So unfortunately we can't really hear too much.
Right.
So yeah, I think with the climax on the top, I really expect Joon to be going to Catwoman here. Just heal it off. It'll be important if he triggers a blue gate pants. Allows him to salvage the.
You're allowed to say gate here. It's okay.
No clock.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
We're
I'll pass.
This channel is official advocate of gate for Batman's level 3 climax.
Okay, Connor.
Dude, Tom even came in here earlier and asked how many times I had said come back.
One more.
But that was the first time it came out of my mouth right then. So
Wow.
I did y'all a favor tonight.
Doing a good job. Yeah. Okay.
Y'all
So the
might not be so
Catwoman does
lucky next week.
the Catwoman does come out. And the 1-0 backman in the back row.
Huh. He seems to be trying to clear board this turn. Like clear his own board this turn. I don't know why though.
Yeah, I don't.
Backstep.
What?
1.
And he's attacking with the clan? You're telling me that Joon played this clan at level 0 just to crash it into a Buddy Girl Union at level 2?
Salvage.
Okay, okay, so the line did come up where he triggered
alright.
the blue gate and gets
Lord. And now we're gonna see
you can't be serious here.
now we're gonna see Coen double resonate and attack 3 times.
I think, oh man, I think this is it. Like, what can Batman Ninja do from this?
Triple cancel.
situation?
Play his
Triple
climax.
cancel would
Triple
be-
cancel. Play his climax next turn.
Triple cancel would be good. Oh, he takes the
Yikes.
3. Coen didn't even touch his back row.
Here's 4.
Oh, Joon has to cancel this, right?
Oh boy.
This is bad.
Oh.
This is bad.
You can hear.
Bad for
You
Joon.
can hear the Batman deck dying. This is bad. Wow, he took 7 off of that situation.
I don't believe anyone in the series yet has actually secured the 2-1 after winning game 1.
Okay.
So this might be the trend.
Okay. If there's anything I want to see before this game is over,
Yep.
I want to see Quake Engine. And if
That's
there's
fair.
any game where Quake Engine is going to be the make it or break it difference, it's this game.
That's certainly true. I'm actually
in
okay. I was gonna say I'm actually curious if he's gonna play the restander here and just try to go like very deep into this, like
right.
like very few climaxes left in Cohen's deck.
But the thing is, in order for creep damage to work, Coen needs to be at level 3.
Right,
And I don't
the
know
game
how
has to
confident
actually
I
get
am.
that far.
I don't know if Joon can push him to 3 this game. It's looking so bad. Coen has full hand. He drew last turn, didn't do a thing, and he has full hand. With like, how much stock is that? Oh lord.
How
1,
Joon
2,
Quake
3,
Engine when
4,
he's never
5,
above
6,
3
7,
stock.
8, 9 stock. Is this? Oh, Joon triggers another climax here. Oh no. Yes, this is.
We do see the
Oh,
4
he
stick.
does stick a 4. Okay. Okay.
This
If
certainly
Coin
isn't
somehow hits
over,
3,
but
if Coin somehow hits 3 and doesn't kill Joon, and puts Joon to like 3-6 or something, and Joon Quake engines, and then slams a restandard, I am going to be livid. That would be so cool.
4. That's a big number.
man. So this is he's swinging big numbers into Cohen's deck.
Right. And
You on the count?
Coin is
Yeah, yes, please.
he's decently compressed, I would say. At
He
this
has
point.
he has a lot of stock in hand and board.
Now that he's taken the 4, I think before taking the 4, I would say that Coin wasn't compressed. But now that he's taken
Right.
the 4, I think.
So
he's
there we
really
see a
compressed.
cancel.
Yeah. So I don't. I think I would expect another cancel here.
We get a 3 here. This one might. I think this one's possible to stick.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think it would have been a lot better for Joon if that was a 4,
What?
and it sort of
Right.
forces Conan to do I go ahead and clock to 3.
Right.
Which
Or-
I
or
don't think I don't think you do if you're going there. but-
I think if Cohen goes for 3 and goes for game here is a huge mistake. Cohen definitely needs to heal down. Really make use of all that stock and hand advantage here. He should not clock. He should, if he can heal down twice here with 2 early play aquas, I would do that. I think that's so important here for him to just really make the damage differential like
Right.
the priority here.
Keep the gap open.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he needs to heal down
He
here.
either has to keep the gap open, or he has to clock, draw 2, refresh himself, and kill Joon. Those are his 2 options.
But I don't know if trying to go, I don't know if clocking to 3 is a good idea here because I mean it does allow him to try to set up for a lethal push, but
I don't think it's the safe play. I think
I
the
don't
safe
think
play
it's
is
safe.
healing.
I think at this point he's ahead by so much that there's no reason to force it, right?
So the
I think
problem, though,
going-
right? The problem is that if
Mhm.
if he can't win all of his lanes here, he might actually be at risk of
The restand?
dying to the restand if he can't.
Not
if
with
he can't
not with
stock swap it.
foreclosure, right?
Well, that's the thing, though. If he can't win his lanes here, he can't.
Okay. Oh yeah, because the Batman can direct, right?
Right, the Batman can direct and it can sign.
Oh, that's
So if
true.
he can't win lanes here, then it's a
No,
problem.
but he should be able to win lanes if he has. Oh, he's clocking.
He
He's
is
going
clocking.
for 3.
He is clocking.
This is final turn then. If he clocks there, he has to go for it. Wait, so that means he's
Ryan,
gonna
Ryan, I do think he can reasonably kill if he goes to 3. I do think he can reasonably kill.
I think he has a shot at killing, but I don't think that's the right play. I think early playing 2 aquas here or doing an aqua and the 2/1 Megumin that he has in this deck like would be enough to contest board. I think he definitely had an option to stay at 2, heal down to maybe even 2-3, and just completely solidify the game. Because I don't think Batman's doing anything with like 10 damage. With Cohen's next state here, yeah. So no, he's gonna double resonate to 3. So he hasn't used any of stock yet, right? So he has 9 stock, double resonate to 3, 7 stock, right?
Here's the first
so that means
resonate.
that, okay, so
So
if he
it's
double
also
resonates to
possible if he doesn't think he can do it. Yeah, no, he's going. He's doing it. He's going.
3, no, he's going.
I was gonna say
He's
he
definitely
might try to resonate and end his turn with like clean
No.
stock or whatever.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I don't
No,
think.
he
I think that's
definitely-
probably the worst play. But
Yeah, that would definitely be the worst play. Huh.
you never know
okay.
what's going through these people's heads in this situation.
Yeah, dude, this is pretty wild. I mean, this is game 3. We had some crazy games, back and forth games. Like, I definitely think both players are on edge, feeling the pressure, feeling the heat. They're definitely like maybe not making the most precise and perfect plays at this point, but they're just doing whatever it takes to try to close it out here.
Yeah, chat. I do think Quake Engine is probably the wrong play if Joon survives.
Yeah, I agree.
If Joon survives and Cohen's like 3-0 and has not done a huge push, you don't want to quake.
Yeah, actually, I
What
thought
is
he had.
so he plays over Cheery to get rid of a climax. So he's trying to refresh with more climaxes here.
Oh, grabs a Fumio. Okay. All right, that's big. So actually, I thought
And
Joon had
here's the
6 stock.
Cheery effect.
Excuse me. I thought Joon had 6 stock. If he had, the 3-2 Megumin. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
if he had
this
if he
is-
had 6 stock, he'd be in a
This is
situation
powerful.
where he
This is
could
this is powerful.
quake
This is really powerful
and
here.
restand. But
Yeah. I thought he had 6 stock, but he doesn't. So I would not quake. In this situation, he
Right.
would need a double restand. Ooh, but the Churi is gonna be big. So yeah. I think Fumio Churi 3 burn 5 burn 4 clock kick is like something that's very viable here.
right.
Oh man. Okay. I don't think Joon has a here. Because he'll
I
be at
know.
3-1, burn 5. Well, actually, you know what's really bad?
Remind me
The level 1 in his front row.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
I said, you know what's really bad? The level 1 in the front row.
That, yeah.
The side on that is going to be big because
Yeah. We
if
already,
he puts the
saw a
Fumio-
side kill him last game.
Yeah, if he puts the Fumio in front of that, he can save that for the last attack after the burn 5, and just get precise damage there.
Right.
Oh man, wow, what a. Well, right now there's really not much to do for Joon, but just to watch if Coen can
Yeah, Cohen's playing solitaire now. Now he
solitaire his way, build the giant mecha, the winning lethal combo.
We do see a stock soul come out on refresh point though.
I have to imagine that Coen has one in hand here. It'd be
I don't know. He might just be going for the burn 5.
I think this game would be. I think this play is pretty ballsy if you didn't have a stock soul.
He might think the burn 5 is good enough.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. He might have one.
Okay, so that's a what? I didn't see a single climax in the shuffle back. Wait, I actually don't think he shuffled back any climaxes there. Maybe one at most. Because he triggered 2 pants. He triggered 2 pants.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he thinks the burn 5 will just get him there. I don't think he has the.
You don't think he has the combo? Okay.
I mean, he might.
That's gonna. If he doesn't do it, he's definitely gonna have enough stock for closure on the combat, like on the swing back turn. There's one.
He might.
He only shuffled back one climax there.
He might value holding stock for the stock swap counter, just in case he can survive.
But the thing is, if he's trying to play that safe, why would he push himself to 3? He would just. I think it would have been much better just to stay at 2 and then still hold a stock swap.
Like also, he can't hold stock swap at 2, right? Because he can't get the board.
No. If you early play 1 or 2 aquas and have the 2 on Megumin, you can contest the whole.
That's fair. That's fair. If he he might have just already been. Oh, well, I guess he wasn't already sculpted into the finisher combo because he got that off the
yeah, because he got that. Yeah, he got. Okay. So he he's going for the 3-2 Megumin. Yeah, I definitely think if you're going to hit, if you're gonna clog yourself to 3, if you're gonna go this far, you have to go all the way. Just final turn him. Just try to do the maximum amount of damage, maximum amount of.
He doesn't have it, I don't think.
Wait.
He doesn't.
That's the wrong climax.
Yeah, because you would not put the level 3 Megumin
you would
in
not
front
put
of the
the
1-0.
there. Okay, so he's gonna attack that Megumin the last here.
4 sticks.
Ooh, 4 6. That's 2 Quake engines too. So I don't think Joon has a Quake in hand. Yeah. Wait.
Front for 3. Cancels.
Huh. Okay. So this is 2 lethals here.
2 lethals.
And is that enough? Wait, is that enough? Oh yeah, that's enough for the.
So the side for 2 never would have mattered there.
Was not relevant.
Yeah.
So he's gonna pay 3 here. Ditch 2. Burn 5, swing for 3. And then he still has enough stock on the turn back to foreclosure. So he is in a good situation, even if Joon somehow miraculously
cancels on 5.
Cancel on 5. Oh shoot, getting really antsy there. Okay, and this is a lethal swing here.
Yep. This is a game. They're definitely not letting this one end.
If there was a moment where cancel on 5 would save the game here, this is definitely the moment.
2 and 3.
And that's the game.
Oh,
That's
that
the
is
game.
all she wrote. That's game.
Konosuba gets it 2-0.
Holy crap.
Or 2-1, I'm sorry. Not 2-0.
First refresh.
Yeah.
So this was a best of 5, right? We keep going.
Best of 5.
I want to see more, dude. This is crazy. This is such
Yeah.
like just a highlight reel of just
I know, this
incredible
is
plays.
games 1 and 2
Amazing.
especially.
Okay.
Were just
Okay.
wild.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. I think game 3 definitely the luck was really not favored for Joon. He milled too many climaxes out early. Had a double Sengoku, hit himself a lot just to
Right.
get himself keep himself in the game. Meanwhile, Coen was able to develop everything. You want to jump in for a post game interview with these guys? I have so much to talk about.
Yeah, we can.
Or
we
do you
can
think it's a little too late for you guys?
I mean, we can ask them. We can ask them if they want to do that.
And all those
Okay.
counters, dude.
Hey.
I think if chat has questions to ask
so-
too, I think it would be great.
Awesome
you guys
games
just post
from
in
the
chat.
two of you. Chairman was wondering if either of you would be down to just talk about the games a little bit before you all get off.
You want to
What
what?
about you? Talk about the games.
I didn't catch the last part. What?
Just like before y'all get off and go to sleep or whatever y'all are doing. I guess it's not nighttime for Coen, but
Oh yeah, I was just wondering if you wanted to say anything, like give you guys the chance to have like a post game interview. You guys can give some shout outs,
Oh.
stuff like that.
I don't have much to say. So if you have questions, I guess I can answer some questions. Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Just to make sure, does any of you guys need to leave early so that we can do you first?
I have work in the morning, so I would like to leave first.
Okay, all right, okay. We can start with you, Joon. First of all, I just want to say, amazing set of games. You guys both played your hearts out. We could definitely see you guys really exhausted all your answers. Tough loss. You had game 1, and game 2 was going your way until you just took the unfortunate hit at the end.
Lost what 75%.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then game 3 just kind of spiraled out of control for you, starting from like the early game. So it was unfortunate.
Yeah, game 3 was pretty bad.
I do want to ask about the Bat Clan of Hida that you played in game 3. So you
Yes.
played it at level 0.
Yeah.
You didn't use the effect for 2 turns in a row, and then you just crashed it into a Bunny Union when you were at level 2.
I was supposed to use it on the Bunny Union on the Batman Ricky.
Right.
This was my setup, right?
Right.
Yeah. And then hold on. I had this, right?
Right.
I left
Well-
on this, but I forgot to use it. So that
I'm
was
actually-
definitely 100%.
So it was actually you forgot to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
this I actually
Okay.
forgot. I was supposed to use it on this on a second unit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a
I mean,
misplay.
that's understandable. You know, it's game 3. You guys played 2 very long, very exhausting games. So yeah, stuff like this does happen. So we can understand that. Okay. Yeah. So that was like the main issue. Is there anything about your? So we unfortunately didn't get to see Quake Engine come into play. During these games.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about like trying to go for that? At any point.
It's Quick Engine, like as good, or depending on how you look at it, right? It's one of those cards that's like used as an insurance, so it's almost never like a main game plan. It's you hold it in your hand if your hand allows, and then you use it if the situation allows. Some games you're just like ahead, so you never need to use it, right? So it's a reactive card. It's never like a proactive, like, oh, I'm gonna gameplay this into Quake Engine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think those are the main 2 points. Otherwise, I think everything else in your deck, we were able to see it come into action, especially grappling hook. That was very exciting. I think you definitely wowed at least all the commentators, and from what I could see, like all the chat with your grappling hook plays, especially game 1, that was just really impressive. So
that's good to hear.
definitely very inspirational. I think a lot of Batman players will be looking at this as like the tech to use, especially in this matchup. So very cool, very cool.
The one question I see for you in chat is when double Bunny Union combo.
Oh, he
was on
answered
the
that.
board. Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah,
I was
he
messing around
actually
with
forgot
settings.
to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, those are all the questions I have for you. Is there any? Do you want to say anything? Any shout outs? Anything before you go?
Thanks to Mike, I guess, to help me play test and stuff like that. Fine tune the deck a little bit. There are some changes I would like to make to the deck if possible, but like deck list is already set. So that's about it. Just a big thanks to Mike for helping me playtest.
Cool.
Oh, actually, right before you go, we do have another question. So in game
what's up?
2,
Uh-huh.
there was a turn at level 2 where you use Sengoku Batman to salvage a grappling hook, and then use the grappling hook to. Oh wait.
Yeah, to kill the pull up the thing.
Swimsuit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
have a grappling hook in hand? Did you
No.
Did you need to?
The
No.
only
So
copy of grappling hook was on the board
right.
and in stock, like way at the bottom, right?
Right.
And then I played the second the salvager, and then
Right.
I happened to mill a second grappling hook.
Grappling hook. Right.
Yeah.
Is
So
there
I
a
had
reason
to
why you
play
didn't
over
put
it.
Yeah, is there a reason why you didn't play over the grappling hook on your board with the first Sengoku Batman? Why did you do on the second one?
Because I didn't honestly see the line of play. It was like depending on what was milled in the first part, and then I changed my mind basically on what to do.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's
that's
what we thought it was.
We figured it was something
Yeah,
like
I was
that.
gonna go for a different line of play. I forget exactly what it was, but then like I reevaluated the situation after the mill two, and then I saw he had only 4 cards in hand, right?
Right.
So if I kill the swimsuit, especially if it doesn't revive, which it didn't, he's in like a much rougher situation, which he ended up being in.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for answering those questions. Oh yeah. And right. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna let you go, but before that, also want to give Coen a chance. Do you have anything, to say to Joon and vice versa? Do you have anything to say to each other after this game, or are we good to go?
Not that much. I actually don't play Joon very often, even though I saw him like twice at Worlds. So just thank you for thank you for the games, and we'll see each other.
Yeah, you too, man. Good playing.
Yep.
Good
Thank
games.
you. Good games.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Joon. Yeah, and you can you get to sleep so you can go get ready for work.
All right, man.
All right.
See you
All right.
guys.
All right.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, Coen, congratulations on winning a hard-fought series of games. Did you expect it to be this hard when you came in to this matchup?
Kind of, cause like when I looked at his list, like a lot of cards kind of counter Konosuba, and in game 1 I opened like triple union plus
Yeah.
gate. So, but the rest of my hand was like triple union, 1 gate, and a Megumin.
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't sure. I was like, yeah, I don't know, like really tough mulligan, because I knew like his level 0 lineup kind of counters me, right? He plays like runners, he plays like JCs, he play like the what's it called, the grot.
Yeah.
So like everything really denies my reverse. So yeah, game 1 went okay. I was pretty tilted after like he kept pulling my unions in front. That was like disaster. And then I think like in the finishing turn, I didn't really respect the cancels. Like I was in a pretty good spot, but then I was like, he refreshed like 4 or 5. I think he had a pretty bad refresh, and I was like, I stick just 3/3 and then plus a 2 maybe, because the 2 were lethal swings. So I was like, maybe it helps out here. But yeah, it didn't work out. He canceled, and then he did the grab. He minus my runner twice. I tried to deny by stocking coring. Then he hits the brainstorm, kills it again. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that was quite an amazing play, actually, I think.
I also threw away my foreclosure just because like I didn't respect it. I just wanted to go for the lethal. I'm not sure if that play was correct or not, because I was in a pretty good spot. So yeah. But I think like reflecting back on all my games, every time I refreshed, I was like 4 out or something. I just like every time I union, I reveal like double climax or whatever, and I'm all out. And then he slams climax, and then yeah, holy shit. That's yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Actually, so you brought up your hand in game 1, which was 3 unions and a gate, and you dished them all, right? But
yeah,
actually,
I dished them all.
I kind of feel like that kind of came back to bite you again at level 1, where you weren't able to reverse one of his Batman Ancient Armors for 2 turns in a row. Do you think you might have, like, in hindsight, would you have kept one of the unions just to have a beater at 1 to get over his level 1 game?
Maybe. I was actually hoping to trigger a gate or something like that. I don't know. But like my hand was like so I think my hand was pretty risky, right? Like if you open like this, triple combo, it's like really awkward because like you could like potentially draw into level 3s or something, and then like you
Right.
can't do anything at all, right? Like
Right.
I just didn't want to break. That was
I
like I
see.
just wanted
Okay.
like a safe, strong start, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Right. I almost even
Uh,
mentioned when you did that, like, because we've seen the 8 comeback lists in the past, like when Konosuba won Worlds, and in a list like that, ditching 3 bunnies, if you trigger any climax, you can get it back. So it's a little less risky.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we were wondering if moving into games 2 and 3, you might have thought maybe you should hold onto the bunnies a little tighter. We didn't really know what was going through your head with the decision to ditch all of them and all that.
Like in this specific hand, I actually dropped these because like I just wanted like a better start. In the other games, I was considering like, hey, let's see what happens. You know, like normally if you play against a deck that doesn't give you reverses, I usually try to assess the game state. Like, am I gonna get reverses? Am I not gonna get reverses? Right? If else, I just keep the stock slow or something like that. But like in game one, I opened them, right? So like I was like, yeah, this is
Okay, yeah.
awkward.
Yeah, actually, now that I see your hand, and now that I know that the Megumin was the last card in your hand, because we didn't know that before, I actually agree with you here. That even like just dropping your level 1s, just making sure you have your level 0s, because if you
Yeah.
don't open an attacker at level 0, you're not gonna get the stock to resonate until like turn 3,
Yeah.
which would just be really bad for you. That's like actually
Mhm.
crippling. So now that I see your hand, I agree. Without knowing the last card though, it was hard to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, so like into game 2, I was pretty tilted because like he kept pulling my units, etc. And that game was so bad. I just didn't I didn't manage to get this the Megumin until like very, very late.
Right.
And then I played so bad like the last turn because I thought I
Yeah.
could do triple clock kick, but I couldn't do triple clock kick.
Right.
And I just won because like he ate, but
Yeah.
that was pretty bad.
Yeah, definitely. Game 2 was really rough for you. Uh, yeah. So, well, yeah. But anyways, nevertheless, you persevered, right? You stuck it through,
Mhm.
went the full 9 yards, full distance, got the win. So, yeah. Once again, congratulations. Connor, do you have anything else to say? I'm pretty much done with all my questions.
I don't think so. I think the list. Is you and Ryan both lists are about the same, like 1 card different.
Yeah,
I
they're
believe.
about the same. I think like 1 card difference or
Yeah.
so.
So they're pretty much the standard Konosuba lists I think we're used to seeing now.
Yeah.
Was there any point in a game like that where you might have wished that you had like maybe 2 copies of the Megumin early play, or is it just something that you don't think you ever really need?
No, I think like we so like the reason why we switched off 8 gate was because like multiple decks started answering triple early plays. So I
Right.
just switch it off. I don't think I ever need that card really, but maybe if the meta actually ever really changes, then I might consider like 1 or 2 copies. But yeah, that's about it.
I didn't know if it
I
might have
really
been
dislike
something,
hawking at level 2.
especially with like we have Fujimi now, and there's still Goblin Slayer running standby. I didn't know if that might have been post Worlds changes that might have made you think, oh, minus 4K or whatever on some of these standby targets might be worthwhile.
No, I don't really think so. I think Konosuba's like solid in general. I don't think it needs any changes right now, but we'll see. I think like maybe double anti-change is really overkill. I don't really like that card because like ideally you never play that card, but it just sets pressure on your opponent, right? You never really wanna lose 3 cards auto healing unless you're like really far ahead, like
Right.
I was in game 3, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, cool. Cool. Great games.
Oh yeah. So yeah, before you go, is there any place you want to? Is there anything you want to shout out? Any people? Just any last words from you?
Shout out to Strictly Broken for sponsoring me. Shout out to Nova TCG for sponsoring the tournament. So if you ever need Japanese singles or anything, hit them up. And thank you for casting this game. I know it's quite a long stream. I just checked, so
Yeah,
hours.
been going
So
about
thank
2
you
hours.
everyone for watching this game because I think like game 2 was really painful to watch. So I'm sorry for that. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Thank you very
Cool.
much.
Thank you.
Once
Yeah,
again,
thank you.
congratulations. Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Connor, would you like to close us off?
Yeah. Thank everyone that came out to actually watch these games and support the players and support this tournament. Again, shout out to Nova TCG for sponsoring the tournament. Shout out to all the guys that worked to organize all of this stuff. There's a crew of those guys. And shout out to everybody, all the other guys streaming, right? We've had a lot more games this week streamed than I honestly expected, especially with this being the first week and it kind of coming out of the blue. So yeah, thanks to everyone doing that. Thanks to Nova TCG. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys next week, right? Or even maybe later this week. I think there's some more games that are going to be streamed this week as well.
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't have anything, do you have anything else to say before we shut this off?
Not much.
I'm good here as well.
Just watch.
Okay.
Just watch the upcoming streams, I guess. Support the tournament if you like the idea. Yeah, just support it, watch it. If you want to join, I think people are the organization's working on the invite system. So if we ever hosted another tournament, just yeah, all I can do is support, I guess. Right.
Yeah. Cool. All right,
Okay,
YouTube,
thank you.
chat. Thanks for coming out. We are signing off.
Cool. Yeah.